it's crazy busy. It's been a wild day just traveling. And so my son is a senior this year, and I don't like to talk about it a whole lot because I'll cry. But we are actually headed to a college visit, and so pulled over. We're at a soccer game right now. Long story, but having so much fun. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's almost 4 o'clock. So I'm a little bit early, but I thought I would go ahead and hop on and record while I can the last step in the 6 P's, and that is presentation. And so giving your learners an opportunity to present what they've learned is really kind of that ultimate form of reflection. And so we're going to talk about that today. I want to say, if you're just joining or this is the first video that you're watching, Genius Hour in 10 has now been going on for 8 days. It is 10 days. I'm asking educators to commit to 10 minutes each day for 10 days to think about what Genius Hour can look like in your classroom with your learners. And so that's what this has all been about. So if you haven't gotten to see the previous videos, you are welcome to check those out. You can go hop on andymcnair.com and click on Genius Hour and be able to access it all there. You can also join my email list over at andymcnair.com and can receive the emails each day as well. But I think the best option would either be to look on my Facebook page, A Meaningful Mess, or to go to andymcnair.com and click on Genius Hour, and all of it will be there. So let's talk about presentation. We've talked about, the first steps of Genius Hour, and that is students figuring out what they're passionate about, planning that idea out, which is a really important piece, pitching their idea to the class to build that culture of collaboration, working on a project to develop a product, and now it's time for them to give a presentation. So a couple of things I'll say about presentation. First of all, I think it's really important not to dictate how they present. So I always say, if you tell your students, hey, you all have to use Google Slides, or you all have to do it a specific way, what happens is, if you give them a tool that doesn't work for them, or something that isn't, it just isn't something they like to work in, they'll be more focused on the tool than they are on the learning. So I would definitely not suggest, I would give them options, right? You can use Google Slides, you can use Powtoon, you can use Prezi, whatever it is that you want to use, whatever works for you. But if there's something you know about that I don't, feel free to use that as well. I think that's important, to give them options. And one of the things that we know that the real world is saying is that we need the learners that are graduating today to be able to make decisions and solve problems. Well, if we don't give them opportunities to make decisions and solve problems while they're in school, what makes us think they're going to be able to do that when they're out of school? So this is just another opportunity for them to make that decision. So what are they sharing when they present? Remember, when they pitched, they did their KWH. What do I know? What do I want to know? And how am I going to find out? When they present, they're going to share their LAQ. So I learned about the whole KWH LAQ from Paul Solarz, who wrote Learn Like a Pirate. Great book. I'll post a link to it in the comments below. But I actually saw this on his website. And so remember, when they pitch KWH, what do I know? What do I want to know? How am I going to find out? When they present, they're going to present their LAQ. What did I learn? What action did I take? And what questions do I still have? So again, that's their LAQ. What did I learn? What action did I take? And what questions do I still have? And so after they have done that, I think it's important that you offer an opportunity for them to get feedback on their presentations as well, and give them that opportunity to collaborate and learn from each other. Feedback from you is important, but it's also important for them to get feedback from others. Now, we talked about their pitch only being 2 to 3 minutes. I think their presentation should be the same. So because attention spans are becoming shorter, we know that most of society, this generation specifically, their attention span is 8 seconds. They're going to have to learn how to be clear and concise, how to get their point across quickly, but how to do it in a way that is engaging and something that people want to listen to. And so this is an opportunity for them to do just that. So still only give them 2 to 3 minutes. Now, remember, when we talked about pitching, we also talked about using Flipgrid. The same could be true for presenting. They could present on Flipgrid, and then when they finish their work early, or they've already mastered what is being taught, they can go check that out, watch each other's videos, and then give feedback as well. So many ways you can do this. Very, very cool. I think presenting is very important because that ability to speak and learn together is really important and something that they should be able to do. And do with, being comfortable doing that, which is huge. If you're not comfortable doing that, it's going to be really hard the first time. And most kids aren't, right? Public speaking is not easy. And so giving them that opportunity to just practice it over and over throughout Genius Hour is very beneficial and something that can be really, really powerful. So those are my tips on presentation. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to talk about the messy middle of Genius Hour. So even if you're just hopping in, if you're doing Genius Hour already, this is not going to be one that you're going to want to miss. Tomorrow we're going to talk about that messy middle, not only how to survive it, but how to come out on the other side of that even better. And so I'm super stoked about that. So join me tomorrow as we talk about the messy middle of Genius Hour. Again, you can always go over to my website, andymcnair.com, click on Genius Hour. You'll be able to access all of this information and so much more. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.